Alrighty then, we are back with a little bit of blue-black Thopter Sword. So once again, Urza has been snubbed by the deck dump. Nobody 5-0'd with an Urza list in the last week, which is, you know, good old upsetty spaghetti for me. That said, I have put together a draft of a deck list here that I think could be successful in the current Modern format. We're definitely going to road test it a little bit right now. The matchups that I'm most concerned about, I think, are going to be control matchups, but I think I've got a pretty good hedge against most of the aggressive and mid-range decks with my main deck here. Some things that we're trying out are Welding Jar as a one-of to protect our one-of Ensnaring Bridge. It might just be better to have a second bridge, but I'm not entirely sure. I don't really want to draw two bridges in a game, but having a Welding Jar in the early game is not necessarily a bad thing, as you can use it to power out your Emry, and it's just going to sit around and be a Mock Sapphire for our Urzas. Speaking of Urzas, I'm down to 2 copies in the main deck here. Recently, I've felt like Urza's been really hard to resolve sometimes, but we've got Inquisition and Thoughtseize here, a total of 4 copies between the two, as well as some main deck Collective Brutalities, and this is to hedge against the very aggressive meta that I've been seeing recently. So I do not know how effective this list is going to be overall, but I do think that Thopter Foundry plus Sword of the Meek is so powerful on its own that we don't necessarily need Urza to be coming in all the time or to be part of our main plan, and it can just be sort of a thing that happens from time to time. Gone up to 4 Emrys in this list as well. So I'm not sure if this deck is going to have as much play to it as the blue-white Thopter Sword deck that I played earlier this week that felt really good. But we're definitely going to just hop into the queues here and see what's up. And one of the things I want to track is if Urza is better than something like Tezzeret could be in the main deck, or Narset, Parter of Veils was something I was thinking of. Just because those cards fulfill a different role and are less vulnerable to some of the same removal that Urza will be. So, off into the queues we go. We should have a reasonable set of tools. This time I didn't forget the Graveyard Hate, which of course means we're going to miss out entirely on running into any graveyard decks. But we'll see what we do here. Roy the Boy, I know you're around. Any thoughts on the deck list in general? I gotcha. Take your time. Winning the die roll here against Helios Pyro. Huh, that's a kind of awkward hand. I keep this on the play. I'm missing double blue for Urza, but I'm assuming I'm going to find it. I have a lot of blue sources in my deck, and I have turn 2 Talisman of Dominance into Witching Well, and then Emry after that. If we draw a blue on turn 2, it'll smooth out a little bit. So we do have a surprisingly large number of colorless lands that I worked into this deck. I guess maybe we went a little bit overboard, but that is going to smooth things out nicely. Not quickly, but we're certainly... and some variety of blue-red. Most likely blue-red prowess. Is it prowess? It is. So we'll just go bottom. I guess I could top the Field of Ruin, but I don't know. I think I'm kind of excited to draw something quote-unquote better, because we already have our land drop for next turn. Next turn is just going to be Urza into Emry, which is pretty good. We'll see if we can pick up a Thoughtseize, Fatal Push, or Collective Brutality, something of that nature. I think our deck is going to have some trouble dealing with a Storming Entity, so I'm really hoping we just see a Sprite Dragon here. Yes, okay, good. Storming Entity has a converted mana cost of 5, which is not something that we can really deal with. Looked at the list. Okay. Did you look at it, though, or did you just see it, you know? you know? Do you feel me? So, we are definitely not going to Mystic Sanctuary something anytime soon. That's for damn sure. Did you consider Torpor Orb? You know what's funny? I actually was thinking about that. I think my sideboard is hedged enough against Titan and things of that nature, but it's entirely possible it's not. So, I don't know. See how much damage we're taking here. Manamorphose. Okay, hopefully this is just a Storming Entity, because we should have enough time to find our next dealio. Red. Oh, that's not good. Oh, second Manamorphose. Well, this is going to be fun on a bun. Not just Titans, good against humans, goblins, anything with Thassa's Oracle, etc. Why blue-black over blue-white? Because we're testing stuff, Trip 6. KD, we're testing stuff. Yeah, there goes my Emry. Are you... Wait, son of a bitch. Alright. Well, at least it's not going at my head. Okay. I'd like to think the things that I do here generally make sense. You consider Tribute Mage. I did not. What do you want Tribute Mage for? Fetching the sword? I could just play another Whir of Invention if I need that. I was considering a Urza list with Lurus as the companion, and that would be no Emrys as well, just no creatures in the main deck as well, as we sort of used to play the deck. Okay, so we really want to find one of our fatal pushes here. We have Sword and we have Foundry, but I don't have yeah. They have one card in hand. If they don't have a spell this turn, we're taking 6. And I have to take the 1 to Inquisition. So I guess what I can do is crack my Witching Well and see what we find. The issue with this is if I do this, then I can't... sure. Yeah, but we could just play Whir for that, right? Like, I can just Whir right now if I needed to. Crack the Witching Well and try to find Fatal Push, I think, is our best bet here. This means I won't be able to play Emry unless I draw a 0-mana artifact or a land, but I'm okay with that. Mage isn't picky about your requirements and is a 2-for-1. That is true. That is true. Okay, so second island seems good. Playing the new Emry also seems good. If I want to play Emry, I can play Sword first. If I don't want to play Emry, I can just play the Inquisition and pray. I don't know. I think it's not... I don't think we're too likely to be able to dodge a spell in their hand and the spell off the top, so I'm just going to play the second Emry here and just hope that they don't have another burn spell that they didn't play. If they had the Soulscar Mage, if they had another burn spell in hand, they could have just killed me. So I'm assuming they have to rip something off the top here to win. Okay, we're going to block Urza on Soulscar Mage, because I can put together... Okay, nothing mattered. Got it. Got it. Got it. So our hedged deck against aggro didn't work when we didn't draw any of the things we needed. That's okay. So Thoughtseize, Battle of the Bridge, Collective Brutality. Brutality's not like... It's not a slam dunk because they are playing mutagenic growth. So it's a little sketchy. You kind of need to set it up a little bit first. They'll cut Pithing Needle. Aether Spellbomb's fine. Damping Sphere is definitely okay. I think we're good here. We just had a pretty unlucky run of it. And I guess we could bring an Aether Gust. Probably should bring an Aether Gust. I think this is a perfect example of a deck against which I don't need Urza at all. Sobies lack to the good core. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's definitely a thing that can happen. I think this is the specific kind of matchup where I think Urza can be kind of clunky. Okay, I think I want to keep Soul Guide Lantern as a one of. Wiping out their graveyard can be useful from time to time. Let's just cut down one more Emry, because it's not likely to survive. And we're just like all control and Thopter Foundry. Against Is It Prowess. We are against Is It Prowess. Yeah, that's a hand. That's a keeper. Do they play crap like Smash? Smash to Smithereens? I don't know. I assume that they play some kind of artifact removal, but I would assume it would be a Braid. It doesn't really matter what they play. It's going to be a shatter effect that allows for regeneration, so we will be able to use Welding Jar on it if we need to. Flooded Strand on top. Do I want a third land? Yeah, I'm pretty interested in that, actually. I would not like a third and fourth land. That would be... okay. I'm least worried about dying right now, but I kind of fucked up and need to get my swamp because I don't really want to shock myself here. Hopefully they don't just like immediately abrade this. Hold up Gust. I don't think I want to hold up Gust on turn 2. I think if I can stick this Thopter Foundry, if their turn here is just like abrade Thopter Foundry, that's kind of okay for me. I think they'll play proactively. Yeah. And then from now on, we now have this. We have the Thopter Foundry in play. This turn, we're going to hold up Gust. And we got a second Thopter Foundry anyway. I do want to start getting my hand empty, though. So ideally, we can play Bridge out next turn and have, like, one card in hand. If I play the Soul Guide Lantern. Next turn, I play Land, Bridge, and then, yeah. Because if we play the Soul Guide Lantern, I'm planning on playing the Aether Gust. So we'll exile our Delta here, which is fine. All right, let's see what we got, nerd. Mana Morphos. That's going on top. It's going right on top. With Academy Ruins, we could loop Foundry for 1 Thopter plus 1 life per turn. Busted. You're not wrong, bud. You're not wrong. Actually, I wonder if I'm supposed to Gust the Manamorphose or Gust the Sprite Dragon. Gusting the Sprite Dragon feels pretty good. So if they play Stormwing Entity here, how much do I care? Because we can still Gust the Sprite Dragon. Yeah, I think we're gonna let this resolve. I was just fetching while they had no mana on the stack. It's cool. It's cool. It's a legacy play. You wouldn't understand. That's fine. So, Gust the Dragon. Next turn, play Land, Bridge. Yeah, this is fine. You got it. You got me. Hand, Cookie Jar. You got me. Bullshit, this Foundry doesn't tap for mana. No, I don't have any Urzas in the deck right now, so it literally will not have that capability. Man, sometimes in the game 2, your deck is just like, yo, dog. I know I failed in game 1, but it's going to be okay. I got you. I got you. Please play a single spell before combat. Actually, it doesn't really matter if you do or don't. Want to attack for 1? Sure. Do you want to pump it up while it's on its way in? This is fine. Go nuts. Go nuts for donuts, my friend. Go nuts for donuts. Would you like the text on Bedlam Reveler? I can tell it all to you. This is gonna be light up the stage. Oh, they wanted to make sure I wasn't playing like Thieves Guild Enforcer. That's what this attack says to me. That they're like, oh, hold on, gotta make sure you don't declare any blackers over there. Gotta make sure. Please cast one more spell. No? Okay, that's fine. You're not countering this. Not with 1 blue mana. You're not countering that shit with 1 blue mana. Light up the stage, sure. That's a pretty good draw. Yeah. Foundry. And Emry. Lurker of the Loch. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is their exile zone can be played? Yeah. If they have land into Bedlam Reveler, they can do that. And ideally, but they'll go up to 4 cards, 3 Bedlam Reveler, discard 2, draw 3. That's fine. They're also losing the 2 cards in exile if they do that. I checked before. I recommend the bot's just so useful. What? What? Taylor, sure. I have 0 cards in hand. Enjoy. Sick. All right. Let's just nuke their graveyard, I think, and then we'll just probably put this back into play next turn, or even the Witching Well. Yeah, let's just nuke their graveyard now. There's nothing in it with flashback, but like, it's fine. That's a great draw. Okay, let's go get. Oh, I have a sword in here. Holy fuck. Well then, I don't know if that changes things, but let's just get the Witching Well. It should be GG. I mean, I have the sword in there, and I've got a Aether Gust in my hand, so I cannot really fathom how they win the game from this point. Okay, that's like literally the nuts, right? Because now I just don't need to worry about anything anymore. Should be close to GG. I mean, it's not technically GG because another Spear, sure. I'm just gonna put myself on 0 cards in hand, friend. So like, don't even trip, dog. I hope you're not playing Remand. Can't cast Whir yet. It's annoying. Yeah, that's true. They put it on top. They put it on the bottom. Good for them. Okay. Pay 1. Sack my well. Always healed. Alright. Play Welding Jar. Couldn't attack this turn anyway, so they're going to probably scoop to Welding Jar. And the nice thing is, I guess, against a Braid is that Emry is sort of splitting the pressure in a way. Because if they have an Abrade, they can't shatter my Thopter Foundry right now. Because it wouldn't get them through this. So this is what I was talking. Yeah, they just scoop. So this is what I was talking about. Like, we don't need Urza in this deck, and there's a lot of early turns where we could have drawn an Urza, where it would have just been like rotting away in our hand. More relevant than usual. But my point is that Emry is stretching the ability of their Abrade to do everything that it needs to do. I think it's really important. Like, it's not a bug that Emry can die to the Abrade. It's a feature, because it means their Abrade isn't targeting my Thopter Foundry when I don't have a Welding Jar. If I have all the pieces, like if I have everything I need and more, then their Abrade is irrelevant. But if I have an Emry and a Thopter Foundry, like, yeah, it slows me down, but playing an Abrade is not a super tempo positive play for them. I think I'll bring in the last Emry, and I just don't know what to do on boarding out. Maybe Battle at the Bridge is a little speculative. That's fine. They usually go down on mana to kill Emry, right? Well, and like, so if I have an Emry and they have an Abrade, like, I don't know. But the other thing is, like, they can use other kill spells. They can use other sources of damage to pick off the Emry, so it's like, it's not, like, perfect, but it's something. It's just taxing them in a bunch of different directions, and between all of them, hopefully we get there. I don't know if I need the Brutality here. Or maybe it's like the Damping Sphere. I still feel like Damping Sphere could be the nuts against them, but I probably won't whir for it very often. No, Damping Sphere definitely nuts. I don't know, am I just playing 61 cards? I think Brutality sucks. I don't know though. Like, even if they, it's really good on turn 2. Like, it's insane on turn 2. It's also good because of Bridge, right? But this is also, these decks before would play. I think it was like 3 bridges post board, and I'm only playing the 1. I don't know. Let's just leave out the Emry. It's fine. We'll be fine with the 3. Or maybe not, who knows? Maybe we'll draw 2 Brutalities and we'll be in trouble. I love sideboarding, yeah. It's certainly an art form. Alright. Yeah, we'll keep this. It's about as good as it gets. I mean, obviously I'd prefer to have the Thopter Foundry than the Sword of the Meek, but my opponent took his mull. That's a good feeling. They have less free spells to annihilate me with. Hope we dodge whirs for the rest of this game. Yeah, the mana base here might be a little much. I took the mana base. I wish this deck had a looting effect. Well, we could always play Teferi. I took this mana base from the Arkham's Astrolabe era. I think that was perhaps a little hopeful. Yeah. I need to Bauble myself right now if I want to get a untapped Watery Grave for my turn and still have the option to shuffle away whatever's on top. Fatal Push is on top. I want that. I want that very much. Thank you. So we have Fetch, Shock, Push into Aether Gust next turn. This is gonna be fire. Please play one more spell on this turn. It's gonna be Light Up the Stage, and I'm gonna be kind of pissed about it, but yeah. But that's about as good as we can hope for, because now we get to Fetch Shock basically for free, because this is a 3 damage hit, and we're gonna dodge it by pushing. So I think it's needlessly ambitious, but we're here now. I agree. I don't. Maybe the Field of Ruins are unnecessary. Fetch, Shock, Push. Yeah. So I'm really going to hope that they get a little bit greedy with their sequence on this turn and they play Manamorphose into Sprite Dragon, because we're going to Gust the Manamorphose and then the Sprite Dragon should be gone forever. So, okay, they play a land first, which means they could have Mystical Dispute, but I'm not playing around that. If they brought in Mystical Dispute against me, I'm pretty happy. Let's see if they have it. Fetch, Shock, Steam Vents. Nope. Okay. Puts it on top. That's fine, because the Sprite Dragon's not going anywhere. And they pass? Yikes. Winner, winner. Chicken dinner. All right, we're getting there. So, Soul Guide Lantern into Emry, I believe. We're just going to pick off any spell. So, I don't know. Light Up the Stage, because I hate it the most. I guess I could just play Sword of the Meek this turn, and then I could play Emry and equip the sword next turn, which should make her considerably more sword-proof. But I guess I want to tax their removal as much as I can for now. What do we hit? Bauble and Bauble. Okay, nothing exciting. They didn't have a burn spell EOT. That's good. Maybe they have a burn spell into Light of the Sage here or something like that. But that's pretty slow. And see, like putting the Manamorphose on top was like, it just doesn't mean anything on this turn. They have nothing on the board. That's fine. I mean, he's a big scary monster, but we're gonna probably field them, make them shuffle. We don't have a lot of ways to remove this sucker, so he's a little scary. That's awesome for us. God, that's so good. They're like reasonably flooded, and we have an Aether Gust. Oh, life is good. All right, so let's put Bauble into play. Excuse me, opponent. I would like to play my Bauble here. No? Is that not an option? I will say I missed adding any chromatic stars to this deck list. It should probably have one somewhere. Oh, thank you. I try to be playing something interesting, basic land shark. Okay. They have one card in hand. I'm just gonna assume that like there's basically no situation in which they can kill me, and I'm gonna go field into Witching Well, and then we'll get to draw some number of the cards that we scry for or whatever. We're basically just looking for a blue source, because blue source gets us to Thopter Foundry off the Whir, and we already have a sword ready to go. So let's see. Mostly just looking for the blue source here. Another field won't be it. That'll do though. That'll do nicely. Bottom, top, because I don't want to draw both of those. We also have the option of just going for a bridge. Do I want to bubble now? No, it doesn't matter. We'll just hold on to it. 1K channel points from raids and hanging watching after. Well, unfortunately, I haven't set up any of the cool incentives and stuff that I know some other people have, so. All right, what do you got? Opt. It's a good start. It's a good start. Lavadart. Okie dokie. This is the kind of hand that can do it. So they can put me to 11, crack me for so god. Okay, well, here we go. No bolt. Whew! That was just about the best flip we could possibly see. So, dodged it. Thank goodness. Okay, that's fine. I mean, it's scary as hell, but it's fine. So, we could take... we could go to 4 here, but I don't think they're going to push for it. So Delta... the reason I didn't crack my Bauble there is that I'm terrified of dying, and I kind of need my Whir for 3 to put me on 1 card in hand. So, if anyone's curious about that. Let's go get a blue. I'm going to wipe out their graveyard now, because I don't need this. Yeah. They could Lavadart me in response. They don't. Perfect. And then we'll just cast this now. Yeah, Whir for 3. Get my bridge. And it's just got to stick for 1 turn, basically. Because we have the Aether Gust for next turn. Okay. Maybe Jun needs Rabble Master to keep up. Uh-oh. Well, it's a good start. No Abrade off the top, please. I don't know how many Abrades they're playing out of their sideboard, but hopefully not like 4. Holy crap. Well, yeah. So, really unlucky there. That's fine. We needed to dodge that one turn, and they just spiked it just so hard. There really wasn't any way we could play around that. They just had it off the top, so it's fine. The game doesn't want to let me see my cards. It's fine. Doesn't matter. All right, close one, close one. That's fine. Like, our deck is working, and the strategy that I had for building it seems to be reasonably successful in a single match against Izzet Prowess. So, like, I have promise for the archetype, and that's what I want to see. They had 41 cards, and they hit one of their braids. Did we cast Whir instant speed? No, we casted sorcery speed. I didn't want to open myself up to something like Mystical Dispute or Spell Pierce, either one of which would have countered it. And they do play those in their sideboard. Okay. It's an okay opening hand. Can't play the push, can't play either Thopter Foundry, but I have a Bauble and we're on the draw. I'm going to keep this and hope that we draw out of this. Cracking Bauble might have been a better play. I don't know about that. Oh no. Again. Well, at least we have a Fatal Push in the opener. Holy jumping. That's a really poor draw. That's a really bad draw. So I think I'm quickly learning that my mana base might have been a little bit ambitious without Astrolabe. Oh, it's Storm. Oh, we're super fucked. Never mind. Okay. So I think, unless I top deck Damping Sphere, we're gonna be in trouble. Yeah, Remand is really good against our deck too, most of the time. Okay, so I got the mana. Fatal Push to the rescue. That's the plan. I couldn't cast it until now, but now I can, so that feels good. We actually have the infinite Thopter Sword combo right now in our hand, so if I draw one more land, we can win this, which is funny. Okay, I drew one more land. We can win this. That's funny. Oh, we know they have a Remand, unfortunately. But I have to try to cast something, because if I don't, they're just going to, yeah. I have to cast up. See, this is what I really don't like about Urza right now, is like we're in like the Scape Shift deck is like this like Remand control deck, and Urza is just abysmal in these kind of matchups. It's just so slow. Yeah. Well, that doesn't matter at all. At all in this matchup. Like like it's not like I'm gonna bridge against Storm. Bridge is coming out in this matchup. Post board. There's a lot of blue decks in Modern right now, it's crazy. I mean, we could have played Sword. What do you mean we could have played Sword? Oh, you mean if they had a non-remand counter? I don't understand. They don't play non-remand counters. I mean, I guess for other decks, yeah. I want that one. Did I do it? Yay, we did it. Well, that was funny. All right. Yay, magic. Oh. No, I'm saying why it's annoying. Remand puts things back in our hand. Well, it's not the only reason it's annoying, right? It's also a 2-mana counterspell that draws them a card. Gifts ungiven. All right, if you want to play it this way. All right, if you want to play it this way. Thank you. Thank you, opponent. More importantly, we, Urza. They have instant speed, grave hate. Not in the main deck. They might in the sideboard. Remember when blue-white control was a meta deck versus GTS? I mean, it still is. Doesn't beat us, though. Nope. Alright, so get the last push in here. Inquisitions and Thoughtseize are fine. Collective Brutality is probably unnecessary. I mean, it's okay against the Goblin, but... do I want Tormod's Crypt and Ashiok? I think we definitely want Ashiok. I definitely want Aether Gust. So Bridge out for sure. Pithing Needle out for sure. Aether Spellbomb's fine. Soul Guide Lantern's fine. Yeah, Gust is pretty good because it hits Past in Flames and Manamorphose and most of the rituals. So it's like if it's the first counter you can sequence, it's really nice. Yeah, no, I understand. I'm just pointing out the reasons why it's kind of okay. I think Emry is kind of slow here. Like, it's never a bad card, but I think Emry's a bit slow. Maybe one Emry and one Thopter Foundry out. Might be able to play a more controlling game. I will say, I mean, we just auto won by casting, like just curving into Urza. But that was an abysmal hand from that Storm deck. Like, even the turn after, like, they hit all their land drops after that brawl, and they still couldn't go off, which was very strange. See a basic land shark, have yourself a good one. Take care. So that was a very unusually bad hand, I think, for Storm. I think I will keep this on the strength. Well, I've got both my Watery Graves in my hand, which means I can't turn one Bauble trick here. But then again, Thoughtseize against Storm, and they took a mulligan. Yeah, let's just hit them where they live, and then we're going to top deck whatever we need. Because we're awesome. This hand is, like, not great, but because they mulliganed, and because we have a really good density of cards that matter in this matchup right now, I'm happy to keep this and just try to wreck them up. Perfect. So they're going to draw a card and set up the top of their library, assuming that their hand is going to stay like it is, which it isn't, which is fun for me. Hey! All right, so now we don't even need to take their mana creature. I could look at the top of their deck, and if I draw a Whir in the next little while, I kind of want to no creature. All right, we're just taking the gifts here. Yeah. All right. Pass turn. Look deck, top deck. No, I was just talking about that. I want to keep the Mishra's Bauble because if we draw nice. It doesn't matter. I need to deal with my hand. Stream crashed on my hand. No, it's all good. So we're gonna bauble ourselves and see if we want to shuffle. But I'm definitely killing this thing. We're gonna let them play out their turn, and then we'll probably bauble ourselves and see if there's anything we're interested in off the top of our deck. Okay, so their hand is Ritual and 2 lands. Sorry, Ritual, land, and Unknown. So let's bauble ourselves, because we're just looking and picking up an Aether Gust or an Aether Gust. Thank you, deck. Thank you. Perfecto. Not so good. That's fine. So, assuming that I'm going to be casting Aether Gust on this turn cycle, we can just play the Spellbomb out and just have this little cantrip sitting in play. I think Storm only plays like 2 basics. So I'm excited for the potential of hitting them with Wastelands in this game. Okay. I like that. Alright, play the field. Please do not gifts me. Actually, gifts might be okay, because they usually pick a number of red cards. Okay, so field, that one. I can't field twice, that's okay. I'm pretty sure I just want to draw this card. Cool. It's kind of exactly the kind of card that I wanted to draw, and that is the follow-up to the kind of card I wanted to draw. So we can get Damping Sphere if they start making any moves. So looks like we're in a good spot here. Could also just reset Thoughtseize for the next turn, but I don't really think that's something I want to do. I'm guessing they have a Remand in their hand by now. So let's see if this is a Wasteland yet. I think they'll probably have one more basic. I also have the ability to Aether Gust right now. Sure. They do, okay. Oh, and they'll probably have a Snow-Covered Mountain. Okay. Do I want to reset my Thoughtseize? I think I do. Or the ability to reset the Whir is kind of sick too. Let's just take this. I will say I boarded out an Emry, I'm pretty sure, and I'm just sitting here right now being like, man, I could really use an Emry just sitting in play and trucking. Might want to set Whir or Gust. I don't know if we care about Seize as much. I think that's possibly true. Jeez. Look at that good flood going. All right. Okay, we're gonna end a turn war here. 4, 2, 5. Yeah, and then I have perfect. So now I have 2 left up. Which, like, the most likely thing for them to do here is play what's it called? Gifts Ungiven. But they potentially could have played something else. Put my Whir on top. Yes, I would like to draw that. Yes, please. All right. So we're doing really well in what I would have considered a pretty abysmal matchup, which is the good feels. I'm gonna Bauble myself here. See what's up. Ashiok. I would like to draw Ashiok against the Storm deck. Yes, please. Storm's also doing remarkably shit. Yeah, that's true. I have a land play. Let's play the land. Would I like to shock? Nah, I'm good. I think I've got enough mana. Actually, not really, but they have to play Repeal into combo right now, which feels pretty good. And on this turn, I can play Ashiok into Ashiok. Is it worth end of turn worrying for anything in particular? Not really. Did I actually board up? Yeah, I did. It's fine. Yes, fine. I just gotta play Ashiok a few times against them and see if they lose to that. Oh, well done. Milled myself. Okay. Not sure why this game is not over. Maybe they're running Aria of Flame out of the board. But I have a Damping Sphere in play, so like, I don't know. Place tap Steam Vents. Okay. Well. No Sword of the Meek in my graveyard yet. I need fast win cons. We don't have those, but I appreciate your hope. We don't play fast win cons around here. Slow and steady. Slow and steady. Two of their gifts are in exile right now. Chalk up Urza as a fast win con. Yeah, I guess so. He ain't bad. Shenanigans. No. Would you like me to cast it again? First, you'll have to pay 3 mana for your remand. Puts it on top. Okay. Okay. Bye, shenanigans. That's one of the things I was worried about. Okay, so they're going to draw the shenanigans, but then I have another Aether Gust, so this is fine. Yeah, that's fine. I'm just going to play the Damping Sphere again. I could play the Talisman beforehand, too. Okay. So, didn't hit their shenanigans, but... the Damping Sphere! And then we can play Aether Gust if they have remand. And Ashiok still has one more down tick, so if they shenanigans, I put it on top again, then we can get them anyway. Not interested, eh? Works for me. That's phenomenal. Okay, let's see if we can get... Oh, that was a mistake. It's gonna be okay. There's a non-foil version of Zaxa the Exemplary. I'm excited for you! One of the 2 commanders I'm considering for my competitive deck. Nice. Zaxara the Exemplary. 1 black, green, blue. Nightmare Hydra. Sick. Remand. Okay. Still gonna cost me 1. Just for funsies. The other candidate is Tasker. Tasker is awesome. Why does your 4 mana 2/3 tap for mana? Oh, so you can cast Hydras with a large X and then make another Hydra? Sorry, spells with a large X and then make another. Oh, that's such a sweet card. That card is amazing for if Jiggy and I ever do the thick podcast, we'll have to do an episode about playing that in Legacy, because that seems like a lot of fun. So they should have the shenanigans in their hands still. I don't know why they didn't go for it there. I'm really, really not sure what's going on with that. We can also whir for Welding Jar right now, which I'm assuming that they're not going to be ready for. Okay. Well, that's less than great. Oh, we've got a Witching Well? Perfect. We've got so much mana. Maybe I could play Hydroid Quasis. I love Hydroid Quasis. Quasis? Hydroid Quasis. Giving you an article idea? Nice. I love a good article. Do I want another Aether Gust? Yeah, probably. Okay. So we can sack Witching Well to draw 2 right now. So, and one of those is an Aether Gust. Do you have work later today? I do. That is why I am streaming now. Well, I wanted to record something for YouTube, make sure my content keeps coming up. So I tried scheduling videos, so I scheduled the Thopter Sword video for 2 days ago, and then the Kinnan video came out last night. And it seems to be going well for the numbers, so I'm pleased with that. Oh, look, Welding Jar. It's that thing I wanted to whir for and won't be able to whir for anymore. Hopefully they just have a remand here, which costs them 3, and then I Aether Gust it, they put it on top. Okay. And then we just play this Welding Jar next turn, and their dreams crumble around them. And then I can get back. Okay, so we can start winning now, because I'm gonna whir for Sword, because there's a Thopter Foundry in my graveyard to play. So, play Jar. Opponent is going to be upset that we're actually playing that card. Oh, gotta play one more. That's fine. We also still have the ability to whir for Soul Guide Lantern to nuke their graveyard if we need to, if they find a way to start comboing off. So they're going to draw their shenanigans here. Are there any modern legal artifacts that regrow instants or sorceries? I assume there is at least one. But I don't know what it is off the top of my head. X is 2. Let's go. Okay, so that's what I need. They have played one spell this turn. I'm gonna make a single Thopter. I've played a spell this turn. Let's just make one Thopter, see what happens. Still got an Ashiok in play. I'm assuming they'll never. I'm assuming they're not able to do anything against it. So now we just play Welding Jar out, and then we just sit here and cackle. Oh, first we're gonna play Welding Jar. I love Emry against Remand too, because if they bounce the Welding Jar to my hand, I just play it. That regrow instance or there must be a modern legal artifact that regrows any card. So I'm sure that exists. Specifically instant, yeah, Codex Shredder. Well, so, and I was wondering if I can play blue-black Thopter Sword, then I could probably play blue-black Thopter Sword with Lantern in it. Or there was someone who actually on YouTube sent me a black-green Lantern control list that I'll probably play this week, next week, with Scheming Symmetry. What do you got? Has conceded. Yay, Magic. So we beat Storm on 2 pretty mediocre. I mean, actually, this game they had a pretty good draw, and we just shredded them with Fatal Push and Discard. So the blue-white Whir deck, or Thopter Sword deck that I played the last time, obviously is going to have a different matchup spread from this one, and having Inquisition and Thoughtseize can be really, really devastating. It's like one of the big reasons that Death Shadow is doing pretty well right now. But unlike that deck, we don't fold to Chalice on 1 as hard. How hard do we fold to Chalice? Let's see. I know I put Ceremonious Rejection in my sideboard for a reason, but... yeah. Certainly not fun to play against Chalice on 1. Yep, this is actually one of the best hands we've had so far. Chalice on 1. Chalice on 1. I always said Chalice on 1. I said the word Chalice on 1 every time that I said it, because Chalice on 1 right now is the thing that absolutely stomps Death Shadow, because a lot of them aren't even playing Kolaghan's Command. Well, I don't know about a lot, but some. Yeah, it's all good, dude. All good. I don't need to fetch Shock against a blue deck. I don't think I need to Thoughtseize on 1 necessarily. That said, I don't need this kicking around. What are we drawing? They mulligan too? Maybe I should hit them. Witching Well on top. I'm into drawing Witching Well. I am going to pass this turn here. I don't know if it's right or wrong. We'll see what we're up against. Opt? Something that plays Opt. Snow-covered island into Opt. No? No Opt. Okay. Okay. So probably Shark Blade. But with no Stone Foregone too. So that feels pretty good. That's fine. Let's dodge getting blown up by something stupid like Censor. What do you got? Mana Leak? Looks like Mana Leak. Opt, sure. What 3-drops does Sharkblade play? Teferi Time Raveler. Not always. Force Negation. They don't have double blue right now. So, if I take the Logic Knot... yeah. So we just need to avoid our sword getting exiled right now. I guess Shark Typhoon is like the best card in their hand. Taking the Logic Knot will screw them up the most. They can't counter anything next turn, so we're gonna... well, they'll have to pitch for Force next turn. Well, unless they draw a blue source. If I take the Logic Knot and they don't draw a blue source, then we get our sword through, which is a big deal because they basically can't interact with it once it's off the stack. Yeah, I'm going to leave them with the Shark Typhoon, which is the best card in their hand, but it's not necessarily all that good in this matchup. Let's see what we can do here. Island. Set up my draws. I like taking the enchantment. It was definitely like it's the best card in their hand, but it's not that good in this matchup. Bottom. As long as we resolve Sword of the Meek next turn, we're in really good shape. Perfect. So they have to force it, which we have a second one in this deck list, so that's kind of what really matters. So we're going to force the force. They will pitch for force here. My rationale, their hand sucks and the enchantment sticks threat while cantripping. I thought making them work harder to draw cards might make a bigger difference. Yeah, I like getting the really savage 2-for-1 here. But you may be right. Like, you also, like, you do realize with their hand, right? Like, the threat that it's going to make is going to be a 1/1 or so. It's approximately going to be a 1/1. So I think we can beat a 1/1 with Thopter Foundry and or Ensnaring Bridge. Force pitching Cryptic Command. Okay, so they drew a Cryptic, so they have Shark Typhoon and Force in their hand right now. Which is fine. That's all they had going for them. I mean, I just don't care. Like, let's see if they hit the blue. I wasn't too worried about force since we have 2 swords. Yeah, yeah. Oh! Thank you, Vidvit Gray. Good dramatic reading. Well, I'd like to think that I'm all right. Didn't do all that extracurricular acting in high school for nothing. Did it for the chicks. And by chicks, I mean women. And by women, I mean all humanity. Because really, art just makes the whole world better. That reading was great. Oh, well, thanks. See? These... Yikes. Good draw. Good draw, opponent. Okay. So their hand is Force and... They played the Shark Typhoon, so they just got a Force and an Unknown. Oh, good. I spent so much time playing the different Maze Mind Tome. We can untap their Teferi. Yes, we can. I spent so much time playing a bunch of different Maze Mind Tome decks for the episode that I did not spend... did not spend enough time constructing my Jolrael decks. So I was really hoping that I wasn't going to come off being totally ignorant of the deck I was actually supposed to be building for the week. But that's a me problem. All right. I don't want to field their field. If I pop my field on their field, I can then play Mystic Sanctuary, pick up Thoughtseize, and then next turn play Thoughtseize into Foundry or Ensnaring Bridge, which I kind of like. I don't want to field their field, but they're going to have double blue anyway, so it doesn't really matter. They don't have the Logic Knot in their hand right now. Their hand is Force of Negation plus a card. So get an island. Unfortunately means that I can't play anything more this turn. Do they play 2 mana counter magic? Yes. We've already seen Logic Knot, but they probably play Mana Leak as well. No fetch. Okay. Hand is still Force of Negation and 1. 2. Sure. Okay. Holy crap, can't believe I top decked that. What do you got? Show me all secrets. Yikes. Yeah. So take the force, play bridge. Hand is Batterskull and Path. Which is pretty good. Just want to find a way to deal with this, drawing them an extra card. I really don't want them to have an extra card. We are playing Pithing Needle, but it's not the greatest. This is really slow. I don't even know if this is actually worth playing. I think the Inventors Fair might be a bit much. We don't have Chain of Vapor in Modern. Do we not? Isn't it in Modern Horizons? Oh, that's the one that's in Modern Horizons, right? I think so. It's like a Chain of Vapor-like card. It's like almost Chain of Vapor, but like pointedly not. Okay. They missed ticking up their Teferi on that turn. Interesting. Okay, I'm going to jam this Thopter Foundry because they needed to draw an answer for it. And then this means their Shark has to hang back to protect the Teferi here. Really? Oh, no. Okay. Well, we can crack our Witching Well EOT. Brutality first. I can't. It's not possible. Can only play one of those two cards. Because Arkham's Astrolabe is dead. Luckily, they missed their Teferi last turn, so. Please play land Batterskull. Oh, okay. I was suggesting we just play Brutality that turn instead of Foundry. Yeah, I get it. Well, they had literally one draw to pick up a counterspell, and they don't play an infinite number of counterspells, so I thought it was pretty safe. I was obviously incorrect. But that was almost our best possible draw, because this goes on Teferi. And then we basically have this game locked up. I mean, they can draw a Cryptic, which would be pretty good for them, but let's kill a Stoneforge, I think. Actually, Stoneforge doesn't matter. And their hand is... Oh, they still have the Path, so I actually absolutely want to look at their hand. And then we resolve our Emry with Minamo in play. Supplies, they don't play Brazen Borrower in their deck. I think Shark Typhoon basically fills that role. Okay, so they're on like the one outer right now. They have like one-ish turn to draw an out here, or they are in big, big trouble. Which is pretty good. Brazen Borrower's interaction, though. I mean, I agree with you, but I just don't... Yeah, I understand, but I'm just saying, like, I guess they just don't feel like they need it. It also doesn't work with Mystic Sanctuary, and they are a Mystic Sanctuary deck. It doesn't, like... It's definitely a fine card, but I just don't know if it's, like, what they need at all. Like, it's like Vendilion Click. It's just something that is very niche right now. Okay, so they hit a land. That's perfect. Please hardcast your Batterskull. I don't care. Field my fair. Yeah, that's fair. Inventors Fair, even. It's okay, because we're just going to cast Witching Well every turn until we get to a point we're happy with. I can cast Witching Well and... Oh, I've got a Sword of the Meek in my graveyard. Sick. We're on combo time now. Feels good, man. Feels good. Okay, so Thopter Foundry. Cast the Foundry and play the Talisman and untap the Emry and play the Witching Well. Would I rather have 2 Thopters? Probably rather have 2 Thopters. So let's just play that Bauble. I don't actually need anything more. If I hit an Urza, it's fine. And then before I even pass the turn, just in cases, let's sack. Sack the Talisman. I've got more than enough mana. Just get the sword out of my graveyard. It's more vulnerable in my graveyard than anywhere else. Okay, pass the turn. Good luck. Yeah, the true combo is Emry plus Minamo. Minamo, Scoot at Water's Edge. I need to look up the Japanese for Minamo. I'm sure it sounds awesome. Japanese. They drew another field. Oh no, my combo! You friggin' nerd. Japanese. Switch. That one. Waterside School Building?
Waterside School Building.
What?
水辺の学者、Minamo院。
That name is so much worse in Japanese than it is in English. I almost cannot believe how much worse that name is. Waterside School Building. So I'm going to bauble them here because that means I'll have 2 cards in hand on my turn, which means I can attack with all of my Thopters instead of just the ones without the sword. Basically, because if I go down to 1 card in hand, the only thing they can attack with is a Stoneforge Mystic with no sword, and I don't care. That's fine. We do have to whir at sorcery speed here if we want to whir. Which we do, because I think I want to empty my hand out. I'm going to play the Witching Well, but I'm going to do it after I whir. I don't even know what I'm whirring for here. I really don't. I actually am not going to, because there's nothing I need, and just making a lot more Thopters is by far a better idea, I think. Sure. Top. Okay. You're up. I don't think they can win out of this. Yeah, sure. You got a batter spell. Because they can't activate a Teferi. Maybe they have Teferi 5 in their deck? Maybe. If they're like a very large version of Sharkblade. They could also hit Jace. That doesn't matter. That we want to bounce to our hand? Arboreal Grazer? I mean, not in this deck, but, you know. Or would greatly benefit from. What's your definition of cheap? I mean, Eternal Witness? No. Well, no, I can't think of any. I'm just gonna shuffle. Get 1 more Thopter out of this. So I feel like just upping my clock here is a good idea. Dun, 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 dun. Get out of here. Smash. String of oh, yeah, well, I have no idea. What, you don't want to block the 2-power Thopter? Okay. Fine by me. Let's just play the Bauble. All right. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Do they have a... Shoot. Okay. This is going to be problematic. Wait, they got Archmage's Charm? Oh, they don't have a Cryptic. Huh. Okay. Well, they're dead this turn, so they're going to draw because they need to find a Cryptic, but then they can't cast a Cryptic unless they hit blue source and Cryptic. So I think we'll be okay. They could steal my Pithing Needle. Yep. All right. Blue source and Cryptic. You need both. Yeah. So I should have had my Soul Guide Lantern there, by the way. I should have had my Soul Guide Lantern there. So worth pointing out that we goofed, but it looks like we're not going to get punished for it. So this is something that I wanted to find out too, is like how good is our deck at just beating up on decks like Sharkblade? Turns out pretty good. I mean, you know, this is one game sample, but like the fact that we can win this means I think that this deck has some amount of legs. It looks like Thopter's Sword, as I was thinking that Thopter Sword had legs, and it looks like it does. Although we Needle Teferi, I think it would have benefited us incredibly just to take him off the table. Please define incredibly. What do you imagine is going to happen? I suppose ridding the stack would have made our life better. Yes, that is a big deal. I must confess that I was not doing any amount of math on life totals at all. So you're 100% correct, I think, that we should have done that, at least for that reason. And more to the point, if they did draw Cryptic, we also left them open for Cryptic to bounce a Needle, and then Teferi bounces something else. Although that Teferi dies, so... I think you're probably right. I wasn't playing this game as tightly as I should have been. I'm really, really worn out from work and everything. Okay, I think I want the third Urza in this matchup. I think. I just want a little more threat density, and I definitely want Ashioks. Don't need Damping Sphere. Most of my other stuff I kind of want. I think Brutality could go in this matchup, because I think Inquisition and Thoughtseize is fine, and I think 3 Fatal Pushes is fine. You could only bounce Teferi, but specifically because we kill him is why. No, yeah, I totally get that. I think maybe you're right. I'll be back in a second, and then we'll figure out if my sideboarding is right. Isn't it tiring? Are you gonna feel well enough for it? Oh no, I'm fine. Like, spending mental energy creating something that I love is not draining for me, if that makes any sense. We might be boarding out Welding Jar here. No, so to finish up my point, minus one, plus one push, minus one jar. Yeah, I think that's fine. So the reason I think that's fine is the blue-white Stoneblade lists are generally skimping on their artifact removal heavily. Like, they don't really play anything. They might be smart enough to bring in Celestial Purge, and I can't regenerate from that anyway. Yeah, work is physically very demanding, and it's slightly mentally demanding right now just because I'm new to it. But again, playing Magic is something that I love, so it actually is more of a energizing effort than otherwise. It's funny, they might be playing Ceremonious Rejection too. I just thought of that. But, like, if they have Ceremonious Rejection against this hand, I don't care. If they have Mystical Dispute, that'll be better. But Ceremonious Rejection is kind of hilariously bad. And I think boarding in the last Urza is kind of nice because we have Urza and Emry, which they want to path. And I find interacting with people more draining than anything else. It can be. Like we've been over this a number of different times and ways, but I definitely have a higher tolerance for social bullshittery than you do. So yeah, the more important point was that like yesterday I spent I got to the restaurant at 3:45 and I left at 1:30 a.m. And I wasn't working the whole time. The last hour we were just kind of sitting and decompressing from the day, but it was a really, really hectic. It was the most hectic shift I've had so far. Learned that most people aren't like that. Yeah. Well, no, I think a lot of people, you know, it depends on the day, right? I mean, you don't have the same tolerance for people every single day. Some people, some days are going to be different. That's an insane draw. So we don't have Sword of the Meek yet, but let's see if we can crack open this game here. Not having any artifact to sacrifice here kind of feels bad. I wonder if I want to play Thopter Foundry first into their open mana and then Thoughtseize. No, that's almost definitely not as good. We're looking to clear the way for Thopter Foundry and Urza right now because there's a reasonable chance that they can beat one or both. We just really want to deal with Force of Negation because getting Thopter Foundry into my graveyard is really good. Okay, they want the Batterskull? That's fine. You can have a Batterskull. It's all yours. I'm not worried about that killing me too quickly. There's the Force of Negation that I wanted to get rid of. There's also Cryptic Snap. So if I take one of the cards that isn't Force, are they going to force my Thopter Foundry? And how good is the upside of not? I think I'm definitely taking this Force because then I can do whatever I want this turn, which is play Thopter Foundry and make a Thopter to chump block the Batterskull. And they really can't interact with my engine after that point. They have to just hold up 4 mana next turn, which is pretty good for me. Also, next turn, this means I'll be able to play my Witching Well out of my graveyard. So I doubt they had Force. Force the No, dude, no one would force the Talisman in Modern. I don't think. Like maybe in Legacy or something like that. But I mean, don't get me wrong. I think there is a percentage of very, very, very good players who might have forced the Talisman, but I don't think most people would do it. It's a good play, but it's also very much like you don't know if I need that Talisman or not. It's possible. It's possible is the right play. I just think there were enough unknowns they wouldn't want to force a Talisman when they could be forcing a Sword of the Meek in this matchup, right? Like that's not some. They've seen it. It killed them, and right now it would completely shut them down. So I just don't think that they're likely to do that. Okay. Do I want either of these? Yeah, I want the Bauble, right? Bottom field, top Bauble. But I can't crack my Witching Well without shuffling. But I could just sack the Witching Well again to make a Thopter token. And if that's the line that I'm taking, maybe we just play the second Thopter Foundry this turn. Just to get it out there. They might snap opt. It's fine. I kind of want to just save this Urza. It's a good example of how my read would have backfired. Well, that's what I'm saying. It's in quotes because I would have Thoughtseized them for our end before casting the Foundry anyway. Yeah. Well, and that's the thing is like, I think... What's the right way to phrase any of this? I don't know. Yeah, okay, here's the snap opt I was predicting. Reading is very, very difficult, and it's Magic. It's so complicated. Like, it's reading in like other card games is a difficult and like lifelong skill, right? In Magic, it's even harder because you don't know what they're even playing. You can make educated guesses, and there are times where the percentages are very likely, but like there was no. I don't think it was very predictable for me to go Talisman into Emry. And it wasn't necessarily like they didn't necessarily know, and I didn't know what my sequence over the next turns were going to be because I had unknown information to myself. I didn't know what I was going to draw. So it's just, I don't know. It's very, very complex. And I will never. When it's all known information, it's way easier to say, like, this is the correct play. But when there's so much unknown information, like there is in a game like this, especially from my opponent's perspective, it's like, I know they have Cryptic right now, right? And I know that this can be a Mystic Sanctuary, so I have to watch out for the Cryptic lock from this point. Yeah, just the things with 2 toughness. Makes sense. Do I want to sack the other Thopter Foundry? Not yet. Let's sack the Witching Well. I think I'm going to take the hit this turn and just start building up some Thopters. I'm at 18 and they're not really like... While they are playing Shark Typhoon, so they have the ability to sort of come out of nowhere with... Oh no, don't path my Emry. Don't do it. Don't do it. Shit. Alright. Yeah. But now I can Mystic Sanctuary. And then Thoughtseize. And then play Urza. Oh no! We milled our 1 Sanctuary! Womp womp. Did not check. It's one of those things where I think to myself, it's obviously what I would have done, but you did an excellent job through the 10-year friendship illustrating. Just because I think something's obvious doesn't make it so. Yeah, absolutely. Well, this is a poor draw. All right. Field. Playing Urza into Cryptic seems like a losing proposition. Yeah. I just don't know if things are getting any better by not doing it, but yeah, we're just going to hang out for the moment. I suppose I can open myself to failure by fielding their Flooded Strand when they cast the Cryptic, which seems really bad. Like field, it keeps them from exploiting their Sanctuary. Well, yes and no. Alright, and take the hit again. We'll see where we can go with this. How does it not? I was not thinking of the full ramification unless they have instant speed draw. No. I just wasn't thinking of fielding the Sanctuary when they go to Cryptic. Because they're not going to Cryptic draw lock me, or attack, like they're not going to be tapping down my team. Well, maybe this turn, because they have lethal. Okay. That's a good draw. That is not. So we can actually crack the Witching Well to draw that Fatal Push if we need to. So we'll see what they choose to do here. The next turn is where I am forced to some kind of action. We'll chump block the Germ if we have to here. They go for Mystic Sanctuary. Interesting. They want to put Force of Negation on top. I'm going to end up losing the Fatal Push to do this, but I'm going to field them now. I guess they could Cryptic bounce the Mystic Sanctuary in response, but I won't actually be all that upset about it. Will I? No. But we're going to do it on their upkeep. Yeah, I understand. I literally was talking about shuffling it away. I'm just going to do it on their turn instead of on my turn, so that if they Cryptic Command and bounce the Mystic Sanctuary, that I don't get blown out. Unless this is an opt. Celestial Purge? It's got to be the Purge. Snapcaster. For the opt. Sure, I'll let you cast it first. Denied. Get me out of here. Boop. All right. Yeah, that's exactly what I. That's exactly what I thought of before or as I was doing it. All right. What do you got, nerd? What do you got? Okay. Shark Typhoon X1. Sure. One more beater. One more beater for the beater gods. Okay, so I don't need that upkeep stuff anymore. Going to combat. Sure. Do you want a cryptic? Nope. Alright, that's fine. Yeah, the beater gods. Their names are Clem and Gem, and they live in a trailer park. Okay. So turn my talisman into Thopter. Go to blocks. Jump. Kill. Also kill. Yeah. So if they don't cryptic or anything here, it's going to be pretty rough, but yeah. If they just play nothing, we're in trouble. No, I just made something up. It's not a reference. It's just a bad joke. Oh no. It's the Soul Guide Lantern. Yeah, you can take that. I don't need that one. All right, let's top deck Sword right now. Bang. Well, it's like Sword, but it's not Sword. I like Soul Guide Lantern. I do too. What is this? Please be Cryptic Bounce. Oh, damn. Ah, they're just putting too much power into play. Like, they can't keep up. Okay. I'm going to chump block a Germ. I know they have Cryptic in their hands, so I'm actually going to sack my Witching Well. We're basically on the one outer here, and I need to hit Sword, and I need them not to have drawn another Force of Negation. So it's gonna be tricky. Well, that's a big yikes. Okay. I think we should have sacked Foundry. I don't want to sack a Foundry right now because if I play Sword of the Meek, what they could have done if I had only one Foundry and they'd kept their mana open is Cryptic to bounce the Foundry. Card draw off well could make a difference. I mean, I have a reason, but, you know. Yeah, so we're just going to play Urza this turn, and I don't think anything is going to matter. Because they can just tuck, yeah, this Logic Knot. Yeah, that's good. You got it, you got it, you got it. It's fine. I don't even need to see it. Let's go game 3. That game was a lot closer than what it looked like. Okay. Anything we didn't... Yeah, I might want Brutalities on the play because we can go after their hand and A Stoneforge Mystic? Is Crypt any good? No, Crypt is not necessary. I only need this. This is enough. For sure. I think generally speaking our setup is fine for this. We just didn't draw the right mixture of things. I think we're fine. That is a fine hand. It's actually a little slow, but I think we'll be okay. Colonnade. Wow. Okay, so they're pretty big post board if they want to be. So I think I just want to jam the sword here. Thought we were slow. Because next turn I can Talisman Emry? Can I? No, I can't. Only if this resolves. Yeah. So we got the early 2-for-1. And we will find our other sword when we need to. I guess playing Talisman was better here to develop our mana. Yeah, I think I was thinking backwards. Not backwards, sideways. I don't know. How many cards are they on? 7? They didn't mulligan? They have 5 now? Okay. Yeah. No, it's fine. You watch on 480p. Can you do that? Are you able to scale down the resolution? I thought I was only partners who had that amazing superpower. Oh, that's good to know, because I didn't know that. I literally did not know that was something that could happen, because now that you're affiliate. No, I'm an affiliate, but I'm not a partner. So I thought only partners had that, because I've watched other streams where they don't have it. But maybe they're just not affiliates even, which is surprising to me, because like they have enough viewers that I thought they would be. Please don't. Okay, so I was looking for Spell Snare there. Did not want to be Spell Snare. Mystical Dispute? Cool. JJ stream? Cube outside the box. I think you've mentioned it one time, but I don't actually know what that is. Something about cubing. Okay. Second Emry is a good draw. Let's put Spellbomb in. So I've got my little draw engine that could going. So that's, for the moment, really all I need. Because I've got my Needle on Time Raveler. So pretty content to just hang out for a minute. If they snap off field, I'm snapping off my field. Snapcaster. Sure. So we'll let them have... It's the only other streamer I religiously follow and subscribe to. Wow! Thanks for the follow, Java92851. I gotta know if there's a reason that it's 92851. Can let me know whenever you feel like it, if you ever feel like it. And maybe I just have to live with never knowing the sweet story. All right, pass the turn, I guess. Seems fine. Oh, second opt. Yikes. The punish. The punish for the field. I can nail my Academy ruins, but I'm not really upset about it. And if I find another fetch land, I can reset that Whir, which feels really good. So, I'm the control deck now, nerd. Look at me. I'm the control deck. Our hand is, like, kind of awkward. It's definitely not the best, but what we have going on in terms of our little engine in play is really nice. Engine. Okay. Jace? Could be Jace. No Jace. Why did you fetch? What were you worried about, I wonder? Okay. So it was Java once as my username for some game as a kid, but it was taken, so I just added some random numbers. And you just kept the same numbers the whole time? That's kind of nice. It's kind of neat. Inventors Unfair is great, because I do have the mana and the artifacts to use it. Boop. Also cushions me against that sweet Snapcaster beatdown. When I was a kid, I was always Timex, because I had a Timex watch that I just dearly loved. Do you actually think Inventors Fair is unfair? No, it's very, very balanced. It's a completely reasonable card. It's I don't even know if it's humorous. I will say, like, the level of salt that some people have towards, like, the Whir prison decks before kind of make me, like, I think that's where that nickname comes from, is the fact that, like, just people just really didn't like any part of the Whir prison decks. So any way that I can agitate them more while playing that deck is fine by me. Okay. So yeah, let's get an island. Do I want to use that mana to crack my Spellbomb? I think that I do. I think that's the best thing to do with this. We're up on clock right now. I'd kind of like to stay that way. And I can still... I can't activate Inventors Fair if I do that. So let's do this one. Okay. Let's go get a Sword of the Meek. I've only lost one, but... Is there something better I can get for this matchup? I guess Soul Guide Lantern would be kind of nice, because then I can just be like, hey, you don't get to play your Mystic Sanctuary game. Yeah. Let's let them know we're here to grind. If they drop Teferi 5 or a Jace the Mind Sculptor here, it'll be sort of a punish for the line I took, but that's fine. I have a second one. I got the backup. We good. We Gucci. Yeah, I'll take your one. Ouch. Or sorry, 2. So this is a Mystic Sanctuary, so I really want to play that. And we got Soul Guide Lantern, so I can draw what I reset at instant speed. I did mean to draw a card by stacking my Spellbomb EOT, but missed the window. Yeah, the funny thing is, like, so this is an opening to stick my Urza. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Hello. Okay. With his friend, the 5/5. I love that salt. I remember being irritated by prison decks, but they taught me the importance of interacting with my opponents. I realized that not every deck can easily interact, but those that can't don't really have the pity points to be taken seriously. Pity points to have their saltiness taken seriously. Yeah, I got you. I got you. Brutality or Whir? Oh, Whir is way better. Especially right now. Turn to me. Yes. Love it. Love it. Field of Ruin. Go combat. Yeah. Big Shark doesn't scare me. Oh, really? Okay. Do I want to spin Urza right now? Yeah, I think so. I play land this turn. No, I don't. It's fine. I don't want to try to dredge my brain for specific Whir saltiness right now. Bounce the construct. Draw a card. So I could bounce it in response, but seems fine. Okay. Sure. Yeah, that's not good. Fuck. I don't really have a good way to deal with that right now. So I could get Thopter Foundry and alright. And then just run with it. Okay. What's your big play, nerd? Oh, shit. Wait, they tucked it. I can just attack them down. They have a path. Whatever. I probably should have spun again there. We can make another construct. Yeah, we can. Excuse me? Okay. I really don't have a lot of time to fuck around here, Moto. Holy shit. I can't navigate this hand. Yes I can. Okay, easy. Sorry, there's a lot of stuff in that hand, so I could not figure out what I was supposed to be doing with it. Biggest problem is going to be clock right now. Given what their hand is, I am going to make another construct next turn. That's my way to win. They have to have a pretty specific draw to beat it. Get the fuck out of here. Right. Clear the way again. Good draw. Okay. Their hand is... They exiled it to Fairy, I'm sure. Okay. What's the last card in their hand is Ceremonious Rejection. Okay. Was. Ceremonious Rejection and Teferi. Okay, we should be able to get there. Okay, I'm just gonna pass here. I don't need to play the second Urza. A good chance we got it? Yeah, we got it. The last card in their hand is Teferi, Time Raveler, and Ceremonious Rejection. Should be. Fuck it. All in. Push! Got him. Okay, sorry. Got distracted trying to win that game. Yeah, Urza's still good. Huh. Go figure. I do think that there is some credence to the idea that I had that Urza is difficult to resolve and you don't necessarily want 4 just because your deck is playing Thopter Foundry and Sword of the Meek. I really, really believe in that. I think it's just very clunky sometimes, and because the Death Shadow and such are such a huge part of the metagame right now, I just don't like the idea of playing a game and having, like, the double Teferi open, or the double Urza opening hands are really bad. We are on the play. I don't know if we get anywhere without black mana, but I like the double Bauble. 22 land deck. Hand's really good if we get black. Let's ship it. I don't like it in the dark. Oh, this is much worse. Well, shit. I did not mean to hit keep. All right. It's fine. We're going to hit a second land, no problem. It's going to be great. It's going to be tremendous. Our opponent also mulligans, so maybe we'll be all right. Ooh. Okay. Land? Black land? Yikes. Land. We have a really good pre-board configuration against something like this, but not if that happens. Okay. As I said, I did not mean to keep this hand. I just, brain's running a little clunky. Oh, Lord. I was also realizing, like, right before we booted up the league, I was like, I should probably have Plague Engineer in my sideboard for things like goblins. I wasn't necessarily thinking of humans, but... Sure. Yeah, you can take whatever you want with that. That's fine. I was, like, pretty close to conceding to the Kite Sail freebooter resolving, just because if we don't top deck a Black Source, I'm pretty sure we're 0% to win, but we'll stick with it for one more turn or so. We do have the ability to play, like, no matter what land I draw, we go Talisman. Well, we could have gone Talisman Push. We can no longer do that. So, hopefully black land gets me my Fatal Push back, and then the turn after. Yeah, okay. Let's just get more information on exactly what they're doing. I mean, I'm sure it's stock humans, but there could be something weird that they play this turn. For reference, for anyone who's just tuning in, this is not meant to be a keep. Yeah, sure. All right, it's stock humans. Okay, so we don't have Plague Engineer for this, but I think we're gonna be okay. Collective Brutality is gonna be an interesting card against them. Fatal Push. Don't need. I want the Pithing Needle. Hitting what's it called? Hitting their Aether Vials early is kind of sick. Okay. And then, do I want to go up on Urza's or down on Urza? I think we go down on Urza. I don't need to infinite combo them. We just need to set up the bridge and hang out with Thopter Foundry sort of to make. Although I don't need Damping Sphere. Maybe we can keep some Urzas. We can take up the Thoughtseizes. And maybe I just don't even want the extra Collective Brutality. I don't need the Soul Guide Lantern. Feels like my artifact count is getting a bit low though. It's not great. It's probably okay. Okay, we'll try like this. Not sure, but just need to find a playable hand. That's the most important thing. Like this. Shit. That's like the same temptation as last time. There we go. That's a playable hand. I knew you had playable hands in you, deck. I knew you could do it. So they just kept their 7. We're gonna fetch shock Thoughtseize. It hurts and it kind of sucks, but I need my colors, and if we can snag a turn 1 Aether Vial or Noble Hierarch, taking the wind out of their sails is pretty important. Yeah, so we're taking the Noble here. They can play anything they want on 2. So we're probably going to lose our Thopter Foundry. Yeah, we're going to lose our Thopter Foundry because we won't be able to play it. Or I could take the Freebooter. I think that's thinking too far down the line. If I take the Freebooter, they play Hierarch. Then turn 2, they play Champion plus Lieutenant or Meddling Mage. Actually, that might give me the best chance of winning this game. Let's take the Freebooter. See what happens. I'm pretty sure taking the Hierarch is like the default correct thing to do. But then again, you have to look at the context every time. So we could talk deck Thoughtseize, or that's not useful here. Well, I can play it on Horizon Canopy here, which I might as well. It's not going to matter yet, but it will matter soon enough. We're kind of on our way here. Kind of. Yep. Alright. Do they Meddling Mage blindly? I doubt it. They do. Choose Fatal Push. I would guess. Perhaps Plague Engineer. I really wish we could have Astrolabe back so I could play Dead of Winter. And a more color stable mana base. It's really hard for them to know what to pick against us. Yeah, they pick push. That makes the most sense, I think. Okay, I would really like a blue or black source off the top, please. It's not one of those things. Okay, what am I gonna draw? Start of the Meek. Even though I want this in play. I'm going to Thalia's Lieutenant next turn, and that's the last card I know about. Yeah. Then Thopter Foundry should be able to bury them from that point. But we'll see. Hopefully they don't rip a Kite Sail right now. And choose to play it. Oh no, never mind, it's not a choice anymore. Having the Needle on their double canopy is nice. So they can play Thalia's Lieutenant and come in for 3, 7, 8 if they want. Which is going to mean it's going to be really hard. No. Oh my god. Fuck off. Nice top deck. Jesus Christ. See, the reason that I baubled myself when I did was to see if I was going to top deck a piece of interaction that I wanted to play. But I guess since they already had Meddling Mage on Fatal Push, that was a mistake. And we should have just baubled on their turn. This actually walked me into a worse draw. So we're basically on bridge or bust. And I can't whir for a bridge right now. So if we draw a whir, we're toast. I guess Emry's technically a blocker for Champion of the Parish, so we'll only take 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 next turn and die. Cool. Oh, I get to gain 1 life. That's something. That's super tilting. This shit is so tilting. Alright. So we lost game 1 to a non-game because I kept a really awful hand, and then this happened in game 2. We just top decked the Kite Sail. So we can live here because I can make 2 Thopters. General Kudro? Sure. Oh, maybe we don't live anymore? No, I think we're still alive. But it makes it so I don't even have any kind of chance of killing their Kite Sail on the block. So we're back to rip, bridge, or lose. Oh shit, I think Emry needs to chump block, or I need to sack all my artifacts. No, I gain life when I sack them. So block there, block one of the 3, or one of the 4, take 6. And then I can fetch, and then if we hit bridge, we can still win. Holy jumping.
You can run, but you can't glide.
What's up, Ash? We're just trying to make it against humans, but I think we're toast. I had a colossal meltdown of a game 1 where nothing happened, and I think we're just dead here. 3-2 drop, easy. Yeah. All right. Humans got us on a completely busted game 2. Punted to Doomwake. Oh well, it's Doomwake, dude. Doomwake is perfect. Well, we're in contention for a 3-2 with blue-black Thopter Sword, so I'm trying to remember what. Oh, round 1 we lost to a top deck Abrade against is it Blitz? They had 41 cards in their deck, and they metamorphosed into an Abrade to win the game. And then we just had a meltdown against humans, but we beat Sharkblade and we beat Storm somehow. The unluckiest or worst Storm player I've ever seen. This Thopter Foundry in Japanese. Sure, it's awesome. Flight Machine Foundry. Hell yeah. Or Flying Machine Foundry.
飛行機械の鋳造所
Holy crap. That is a very complicated name.
飛行機械の鋳造所
Holy shit. That is, yeah, that is. So I don't have blue for Emry, but I have a Bauble and a Soul Guide Lantern. Yeah, I'll keep this. And we got the Fatal Push. So we got a couple of draws. Yeah, it does. They mull to 5. Yikes. I guess keeping my Soul Guide Lantern is likely to be very good against what I assume is Dredge. Unless it's Tron. Then this hand is poor. But my sideboard's okay against Tron. Ooh, thanks for the follow, House of Mana. Oh, I've seen you around. Surprised you hadn't followed already, but no problem. No problem at all. Soul Guide Lantern. So I just want to get this stuff out because if I do hit more lands, I would like to be able to play my Emry on 3. Although I'm sacking the Bauble on their turn anyway, so we'll see what's up. We'll see what's up. Stinkweed him. Oh, it is Dredge. Kill it. So all I need to do is find blue mana, and then I've got... I had no idea you streamed. Oh, yeah. Streamed for like 6 months, bruh. Bruh. Draw. Please. Island. Island. It's a jackal. Jackal? Is it a jackal? It's a jackal. It is a jackal. Okay. Jam Emry and hopefully win the game from here. Hi, friend. Hello. We assembled the combo. And we have an excellent sideboard against Dredge. So we should be able to get 3-2 here. However, that's the recipe for loss. Sure. What are you putting in? Sure. No Dredge 5? Okay. Creeping Chill. And this is a... No, what's behind the Creeping Chill? Silver Smoke Duel. Okay. I'll exile that in response. Yeah. We're 2-2. We're 2-2, Roy. The bot's been broken for like a week. It's broken for everybody. I was watching the Thief stream earlier, and it was broken there too. So we're 2-2. We should be able to get 3-2 here. So we had the brutal loss against humans. We had that super rough, very tight one against Izzet Blitz in the first match. But again, this deck seems to have legs, and that's the most important thing. Like all I needed to know is that this was playable, and it certainly is, and it's worth tuning. I do want to see if there's like a Mox Amber build with like Narset and maybe some Tezzeret. And they're on the Mardu one. Well, they can't play a Smiting Helix right now. It's gonna be Cathartic. Shit. Probably should have just let them have the 3-1. I got greedy. Chill, but no creatures yet. And are they done? No. Okay. Double Silver Smoke. Motherfucker. That's insane. So on their previous one, they flipped a Silver Smoke and 1 Creeping Chill. Then they flipped a Silver Smoke and 2 Creeping Chills, which is great. On the plus side, we have this Collective Brutality and a Soul Guide Lantern. The only Dredger in their graveyard right now is Life from Loam, so we'll take that out. I do have the ability to play a Soul Guide Lantern, and then when I want to sack the Soul Guide Lantern, I can hold priority and push a Silver Smoke Ghoul, which feels pretty good. So, question is, in what order do I want to do this? This is my only snow-covered swamp, so we're not sacking field this turn for sure. So let's just play Soul Guide Lantern. I have a Brutality. So the next turn, we can do the same trick and get rid of the other Silver Smoke Ghoul. Okay, so we're actually in better shape than it looks like right now, which is cool. I mean, we're in okay shape already, but it's better than it looks. So we'll take out their Loam. Okay, and then we pass the turn. The next time we want to sack Soul Guide Lantern, we are going to do so, but we're going to hold priority and push a Silver Smoke Ghoul in response to our own Soul Guide Lantern activation. So they don't do anything here? Interesting. I don't want to take the 6 against them, but I also don't want to give them second main phase open for Cathartic. So I'm going to take the 6. We've already been hit with 2 Creeping Chills, so there are 2 Creeping Chills left and some number of Smiting Helix. If this is Cathartic, I'm pretty happy. It is. Okay, so hold priority. Actually, I don't need to do that. I can let them get all their triggers, right? And put all their dredgers in the yard. They're going to be on really low resources at the end of this. Like, really low resources. We can wait. Yeah, I'm waiting. No, waiting is 100% the right choice. Man, they're going to be massacred on resources now. So there's the third chill. Okay, so hold priority. Sacrifice Soul Guide Lantern. Play Fatal Push. Dude. Alright, so push resolves, get rid of the ghoul. Then Soul Guide Lantern resolves and takes with it. And Concession. So we got really, really lucky with our opening draw having our 1 of Soul Guide Lantern against a pretty explosive draw from Dredge. But this also means that this match is pretty much locked up now. I'm going to board out most of my Inquisitions and my Brutality. I don't think I want most of them, but we'll see what we're bringing in first. Because I want my Ashiok's Gust and Tormod's Crypts, like that's what these are for. We don't need Damping Sphere. We don't need... Pithing Needle can be okay. Aether Spellbomb can be okay. I'm okay with keeping those. So we just need to go down one more here. Maybe just an Urza. I think I like this boarding. I think a 1 of Urza is fine to keep. Or just toss the Spellbomb for the second Urza. I think something like this is where I want to be. Sort. Yeah. I think I like this a lot. We're on the draw, so we basically need to mulligan to a Crypt or Soul Guide Lantern. You beat me to the punch. Okay. -1, +1%. Yeah. The real question is, like, on the draw, am I supposed to... Because I think I could keep a hand that didn't necessarily have Crypt or Soul Guide Lantern if it had, like, Ashiok and a Thoughtseize. This is where we want to be anyway. Keep. $5 says this game could have a situation where we go Whir for 0 and pick up the Crypt. Just. We have Bridge in our opener here too. That's kind of great. Are they playing Thoughtseize? Yeah, they are. Yeah. Okay. Well played, opponent. Bye, Crypt. But this also potentially means their hand is, like, non-ideal. Yep. Okay, that's fine. They're already at 13. We can win. Uh-oh. Here they go. Time to spin that wheel, baby. It'll be really good here. Tormod's Crypt. Okay, nothing great. Narcomoeba and Prized Amalgam. And a Silver Smoke Ghoul, but no Creeping Shell. Okay. That could have been a lot worse. Huh. I'll take it. I'll take best possible draw in my deck for 500, Alex. This card was in your opening hand, and your opponent Thoughtseized it. What is Tormod's Crypt? Tormod's Crypt is correct. It's also a 0-mana artifact, so it gets my hand empty faster. Okay, so they're likely to dredge in their upkeep, but then I want to stop by their draw step at worst, because there's an Ox in their graveyard, and I can't have them casting that. Yeah, I gotta fire this off now. What graveyard hate can we work for now? 1 Crypt and 1 Lantern, correct. We are down 2 Crypts, and we only have 1 other Lantern. Yeah, I think we gotta shoot it here. No, I can let them cast the Ox, right? Because I'm gonna have Bridge next turn. Yeah, it's fine. Thing about Dredge being able to put like 18 power into play is that if you have a well-timed piece of graveyard hate, the way it ends up working out is that you can actually wipe out their resources pretty badly. All right. And the interaction with exile effects and creeping chill is really good for us. Ooh, look at me, Mr. Fancy Dredge player. Play my Ox, sack my Scalding Tarn in response. Let me be optimal. I'm a Dredge player. He ended the game? What? Is the Dredge opponent's on? Yeah. Oh. Oh, wow. Okay, yeah. That's, what a frickin' draw. Okay. My opponent had the fire. Jesus. Well, I hope this bridge holds. Jesus, double Stinkweed. Okay. The real question is... Fucking, there's an Ancient Grudge. They're playing Nature's Claim and Ancient Grudge, and they drew one and not the other. Holy yikes, Batman. I was like, Welding Jar off the top? I think that's the way we live here. So, they have Ancient Grudge. I need to survive this turn. Yeah, that was a very, very good draw. So, I don't think I can do it all. I just can't do it here. Their draw was too perfect. I think we gotta go to game 3. Because I can push one of their creatures, but then I'm still taking 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah. And then if I play Emry to block, that doesn't get me anywhere. They've got a second Ox and the Ancient Grudge. So even next... like, I guess the way we can win this is by drawing the... Yeah. All right. There is a theoretical path to victory here. So 30 through. Fuck. Only one creeping chill though. So if this other ox just flips them a bunch of stuff, we're dead. Or if they can remove my one blocker, because we're gonna take 7. I gotta push on this turn. I'll do it during my end step. Oh, we milled the other Soul Guide Lantern. Yay, magic. Alright. I guess I should have pushed a Ghoul because they're not necessarily going to come back this turn, because the Prize Amalgam absolutely was going to come back this turn. Silver Smoke Ghoul. Whereas it wasn't necessarily going to be the case that the Silver Smoke Ghouls were going to come back, because they're going to play the Ox out of their graveyard, I'm pretty sure. We have to top deck Welding Jar, and then we can win, in theory. But so going to 4. Yeah, they play the other Ox, and then we play Bridge, and we have to draw Welding Jar. And also, we're still going to take 2. So if they flip a single Creeping Chill here, we're also dead on board. Yeah, there it is. How many grudges are in the yard? 2. None in exile. 2 in the yard. Yeah, okay. No copies of Shenanigans? Okay. Okay. Maybe we should just go out on Urza and in on, like, Inquisition. Especially on the play. Because, like, the way we're going to win this game is with Thopter Foundry Sword. Like, having the combo is nice, but the life gain is probably what we really need. But Inquisition could help too, dodging the Nature's Claim or what have they out of their hand. Battle worth it then? No, I don't think so. Maybe it should be, but I don't know. I feel like that's more for things like burn. Shit. Yeah, that's a mull. Fuck. It's also a mull. I think I have to keep this one, right? I mean, I just don't know if I can go any lower. We've got Emry, but we can't actually play her until turn 3. But they're on 5 as well, and I have an Inquisition, so maybe I should have bought him the Whir instead of one of those swords, because I can't play that Whir anytime soon, and I could have played the sword. Yeah, I absolutely should have done that. All right. We're learning. We're learning. We're learning. I have 17 minutes to finish this game 3, so I really could have taken the time to plot out my turns there better than I did. Okay, well, their hand is garbage now, so maybe our garbage hand could beat their garbage hand. That's a good one. That beats a Cathartic. Yep. Alright. Tormod's Crypt, Soul Guide Lantern off the top. Bang. Mishra's Bauble. Close. This lets me cast my Emry, so I'll take it. Huh. Well, we just hit Thopter Sword and a Tormod's Crypt. Yeah, it does. Cathartic does turn that on. Sort of while it's resolving, like the triggers will be on the stack. Okay, they hit a thug, so they get to dredge 4 here. So 4 plus the Shriekhorn 2, 6. It does, but they can still dredge with the. Yeah, they can dredge with it, and they'll have the 3 dredgers in their hand or whatever, but you can wipe out their yard and hit all their triggers. Okay, they hit Ancient Grudge, but nothing else good. This is really good for me. I think we're okay. And we know what they drew there. It was Golgari Thug, so their hand is currently Thug, Stinkweed, and that land. I'm pretty sure they picked up the Thug. I know there's another one in here now, but I think that's... So they're going to play Stinkweed this turn? It's fine. Yep. Cathartic on top. Nice. This is going to work out beautifully. Land. Yes. Love it. All right. Give me my Crypt. The Tormod's Crypt. Tales of the Tormod's Crypt Keeper. Alright, looks like we got this one. Looks like. I play the Ancient Grudge. We know they're going to Cathartic this turn. I gotta wipe out their graveyard in response, and then we're going to counter the Cathartic. So, this should be exactly what we need. All their dredgers will be in the graveyard, and then we get to... They did this during their upkeep. Okay, so they could mill 2? Good luck. I don't mean that. Cathartic and Nature's Claim. Oh, they had the Cathartic on top. Shit. And I knew they did. And they just milled it. If I ever grow my own strain of reed, I'm going to call it Imp in honor of it. Because it's the Dank. Oh, but Roy, the Dank. The Dank! We also get to field them here, which is pretty cool, because it should take them off of green entirely. I don't think they play a basic forest. Yep, no green. Good. Also good. So I can now cast the Whir. And if we must to cast the Whir, then we will have no problems. Okay. But I can just play Thopter Foundry from my hand. Or we were for like Soul Guide Lantern if we need to. Yeah, okay. The way we lose this game is somehow they get a big dredge off. So having double graveyard exile at the moment is probably the right thing to do. We can always just set up a win afterwards. I'm just mostly concerned with not losing. Yay, control decks. I love Emry. Maybe we should play Grixis Whir of Invention with 4 Goblin Engineers and Lurus. No Urzas in the deck, no Emrys in the deck. Now we're thinking with portals. That'd probably be the best. We can't play Bridge. Unless we play Lurus in the deck, but that's not what I was thinking. Still, maybe. Maybe. Okay, so they didn't do anything here, which means I don't have to crypt. I just want to get Thopter Foundry Sword going ASAP. We have the sword in the graveyard, so let's just whir for basically anything. No. I mean, we could play Manic Lurus. I'm just not excited about it. That doesn't excite me. I mean, it's something I'm willing to do. I'm just not like, oh, we could do that. That'd be fun. Do I just get a Welding Jar here? Because then we just... Yeah, we get Welding Jar because then they can't pull the same crap on me. Actually, they still can, but whatever. But we have Aether Gust, so... Yep, they just scooped. We should try Lurus in this deck. Yeah, I agree with that. Maybe we can replace the 2 Urzas with Lurus. And see how that works. Because then we're doing what I initially set out to do. Which was play like a Urza Light or Urza-less Thopter deck. Yeah, so this was a good proof of concept. Everything that I kind of thought this deck could and should be doing, it did. Yeah, I think we're going to come back to this and try our good friend, the kitty cat Lurus here. And then maybe we play 3 or 4 Urzas in the sideboard to go up in threat density, but I think I just need to cut the cord and just play a fully Urza-less version at some point soon, just to see what happens. So we'll play 2 or 3 Lurus in the main deck with these Emrys. Lurus plays things out of your graveyard like Emry does, so you can keep playing out Baubles, you can play out Talisman, Sword of the Meek, Thopter Foundry, Spellbombs, Pithing Needles, etc. So this actually, this was the idea that I was trying to find. Am I streaming later tonight? It just depends on how work goes. I never know if I'm going to be out of there at 10, 10:30, or 11, or midnight, or 1, you know? So it depends. If I am streaming later, it'll be casually streaming some Legacy Strifle Pile. So anyway, if you are checking this out on YouTube, please make sure to hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, and check out my stuff on Twitch. And thank you everyone who tuned in today. I hope you have fun whirring, luring, Urza-ing, and Emrying in the future. And so get on out there, play what you like, see if you can make it work, get crazy, get inventive. And always remember not to play too many colorless lands in your 2-color deck, because you can screw yourself up a whole bunch. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you real